All right, good morning. No, it's afternoon. Good afternoon. It's sometime in March. I'm not quite sure what the date is, but I'm in my garage in Denver, and I'm about to head out of here and go head to the Netherlands to link up with Adrian Bosman, run a cert over there, and have a bunch of fun with him. A lot of time in a plane. Weird food, less than desirable food, airport, long flight. So on these, definitely these longer trips, and even on the short ones inside the United States, I pack some things just for worst case scenarios. So let's see what we have. This is my the old bag here, and so normally what I taking my fish oil with me. Big fan of the Nordic Naturals as far as the pills. I don't take the liquid, but I like the pills. And then I think I'm going to be gone 5 or 6 days, so I think I've got 8 or 9 paleo kits total. I'm not planning on needing them too much in the Netherlands. I'm planning on needing them in the airports and the flights, and when I get served some random piece of crap on the flight. So also in this bag, on top of the paleo kits, I've got the almond butter packs, 7 grams of protein, but not really what we're going for here. What it does have is 18 grams of fat, no trans fat in it, and the ingredients: dry roasted almonds, organic palm fruit oil. If I could find one that only said organic dry roasted almonds and had nothing else in it, I would take it, but this is the best I've found so far. So I have about 7 of these packets as well, because usually, I've found anyway traveling, I can usually find a protein source, be it whether it's desirable or not, I can usually find it. Usually find a carb somewhere, and I don't eat a ton of carbs on the road, but sometimes finding a good, clean fat source can be one of the most challenging things. So, and then I do have 1 or 2 of these builder bars for a worst case scenario. I'm trying to stay away from the bars. I'm going to try to live on real food and the paleo kits, but if I get in a pinch, it's way better than nothing. It's about a 3-block deal. 3 blocks carbs, 3 blocks of protein, 3 blocks of fat. So that should be the old garage. Anyway, that should be pretty good to go. So I've got the bulk of them here in my my carry-on bag. Hopefully they won't take that from me. And then I have a computer bag I'm taking with me, which I have 2 paleo kits in and 1 builder bar. And so I'm off to the airport. See you later. I'm in Denver, my hometown airport. I was just filmed something in my garage, came here. Quick funny story, on the way here, it's never happened before. The taxi broke down on the highway, changing a tire on the highway, so luckily I left myself enough time, which is kind of a rarity. But through a small world, of course we had a lot of certs coming this weekend, and one of the certs that's going on, we have a cert in the Middle East happening, in Afghanistan. And we've got Chuck Carswell, John Gilson, Miranda, unpronounceable last name, Nadia Shatila, and Jenny Orr going. And through sheer coincidence, Miranda's here at the Denver airport, linked up with her, and well, I'll just put the camera on her. Hello, Miranda.
Hello.
So here's what we're going to talk. We're going to talk about, you got your trip coming up. You're going to be over in Afghanistan, don't know what the food's going to be like. Could be anywhere from probably mediocre on the high side to despicable and terrible on the low side. So you brought some stuff yourselves, and big difference between you and I, you're an actual competitive athlete. You obviously did very well at the sectionals, taking the regionals very seriously, sleep, all these things. So your regionals are what, in a month?
A month and a half.
Month and a half, okay. So you got a week. Basically this trip's about a week long. It's going to be quite a hiccup, to say the least, in your training and nutrition. So let's see what you're doing to deal with that. What do you got going on?
Paleo kits of the builder bars. Also a shitload of fish oil. Almond butter packets.
And so this is just basically, you have this times a little bit more in your actual
I have a bunch more
carry-on stuff
here, and then I also have a bunch in my bag that I checked.
Okay. What do you think is going to be the challenges over there if we broke it down to 3 things? Sleep?
Yes.
Food? And workouts?
Yes.
Which one do you think is going to suffer the most?
Sleep.
Sleep?
Yeah, because last time we went to Iraq, the food wasn't that bad in the chow hall once we got there. It's just on the way there and on the way back.
Okay. Good luck in the stand and getting some workouts, and that's it. And probably the next time I turn this on, I'll either be in the Minneapolis airport or in Amsterdam. So that's it from scenic Denver airport, and we're out. We're going to check in with Miranda because we talked to her before she went to Afghanistan about how we thought the food would be, if she brought enough paleo kits, the fish oil, the almond butter, and see how that worked out. So how was the stand? How was it from you got basically no sleep?
No, very, very little sleep.
Which is ideal for the regionals.
Ideal for training for regionals, ideal for teaching a level 1 CERS.
Absolutely. And then a little bit of a time change as well, and then so the sleep suffered. What about, we'll go to workouts next?
We were only able to work out 3 times.
Over the course of how many days?
7 days.
7 days, but there was a lot of traveling and moving around days in there too.
There's a lot of walking and carrying stuff, yeah.
Okay. So not too bad. It's almost a workout every other day, which in a maintenance kind of traveling around the world deal, that's not too bad. And then lastly, food. How was the food you brought, and then how was the food you were provided?
Once we got there, it was fine. The food, like in the chow hall or the mess hall or whatever you call it, was pretty good. It was easy enough to find protein and veggies and stuff like that, fruit, and little peanut butter packets. We dipped everything in, so that was fine. Once we got there, the traveling was hard. It was a good thing I brought paleo kits and stuff like that for the long plane rides. But
did you wind up eating all of them?
Nope, I have some with us here on this trip as well.
Oh, cool. So you brought a sufficient amount.
Yeah.
What about the almond butter packets? Enough?
I probably didn't eat as much fat as I needed to while I was gone.
You said you dropped some weight.
Not nearly as much as I normally do, yeah. I lost like 3 pounds.
Okay. And so you're down to 109?
I'm sitting right around 115.
Right, okay. And it's the same for all your counterparts over there. Everybody lost a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
And now we've got this trip,
yep.
Marin,
yep.
then a travel day, and then Yosemite.
Yep.
And so you brought again paleo kits, fish oil.
All the same stuff.
Same deal, okay. So I'm in Minneapolis right now. Just landed, I don't know, an hour or so ago. Had a decent layover, got about 3 hours until I catch my flight to Amsterdam. So wandered around. There's some decent options. There's a Quiznos Subs. There's a McDonald's, which love them or hate them. You can either make good choices or bad choices at McDonald's. You can actually do okay there. But there was a Chili's too, so I went and ate there about 6 p.m. or so on Wednesday. And was hoping for my normal deal at a Chili's, which you can usually get a grilled chicken fajitas, which is just, they're going to give you some grilled chicken, a decent amount usually. They're going to give you some vegetables, usually peppers, onions, and then guacamole, sour cream, or extra guacamole if you want, so protein, carb, fat. So it's a pretty good call. Didn't have that. They just had a bunch of burgers, chicken wings, breaded, and a couple salads. There was only one salad that didn't have crispy chicken. The Cobb salad actually had crispy chicken, so I had them give me the Cobb salad with grilled chicken, double grilled chicken. And so the Cobb salad was basically, you know, some cheese, some eggs, no avocado, unfortunately, some bacon, just a bunch of crappy lettuce, and a few diced tomatoes, and double chicken. We shot a video of it. So it was a pretty decent amount of chicken, I would say, definitely over 5 ounces. So it was a big heaping pile of protein there. Had the cheese, had the bacon, and then the dressing that I had was a ranch, or like a bacon ranch dressing or something. And I'm gonna be, you know, loading up on fish oil when I land, so the dressing wasn't the best fat source in the world. You know, probably some hydrogenated oils in there, but I'll try to offset it later on with some high dose of fish oil. And you know, for just something I need to do while I'm in the airport, I think it was a pretty decent call. So that's it. I found myself a little internet hotspot over there, so I'm going to plop down the computer and knock out some work, get a couple hours before the flight leaves, and we'll see what happens on the flight. All right, see you. Just got to the hotel, and so I'm going to kind of fill you guys in on what I've eaten. Now it is, in Netherlands time, 2:37 p.m. on Thursday, the 25th of March. So I left Denver at 2:45 p.m. on Wednesday, yesterday. Covered what I ate up to the point that I got on the plane. And then when I got on the plane, as I was getting on, a nice little perk, I guess, of flying so much. Delta treats me pretty well. So they upgraded me to first, so I got to fly first class from Minneapolis to Amsterdam, which was a lifesaver for the 8 or 9 hour flight there. So since I was in first class, I mean, you know, you eat pretty well up there. So I got a little appetizer of 2 or 3 shrimp with avocado, some sort of sauce on that. I had a little salad that was really just vegetables, nothing much there at all. And then I had a piece of filet mignon. Not bad, right? Just drank water with it. So I had that on the flight. There was some other stuff that came with the meal, you know, bread, you know, rolls, stuff that I turned that down and just had that food there. Try to sleep, it's my curse, even as much as I fly, I can never sleep on planes. So stayed up, did some reading, watched some movies, and then breakfast came around, and for breakfast they served a pretty decent omelet, all things considered. For a plane, it was a cheese and mushroom omelet, so I had that. And then they served it with a bagel and cream cheese, and I had not even half, like an eighth of the bagel, just enough for me to pile all the cream cheese onto one. I used basically the bread as a means to transport the cream cheese into my system. And I had that with water, so I just drank water the whole time on the plane. Good evening, everybody. It is the 26th of March, which is a Friday. I'm still in Holland. So far it's been pretty good on the nutrition this trip. I haven't had to make any really terrible decisions, and they didn't take any of my paleo kits or anything going through customs in Amsterdam, which it was the easiest customs of any country I've ever been to in my entire life, and I've been through a decent amount of customs, and got stuff taken from me, so on and so forth. And I went up to their customs, and I went to the line that says, you know, if you have something to declare, go to this line. So I walked up and I said to the officer, like, hey, I got something in my bag. And in true Amsterdam fashion, he goes, ah, whatever, who cares, get out of here. Didn't even check, didn't care, didn't ask what it was. So that's how they roll here in Amsterdam. Pretty easy for traveling. And that's it. Good night, everybody.